Welcome. You're with the Nasty Pastor. I'm back with another chapter reading of Genesis, one of the books from the Holy Bible that Moses, you know, wrote down. You know what I mean? Where a lot of history of the beginning is there. You know what I mean? A lot of history from out of Kemet, ancient Kemet, is in there if you're willing to read it. If you're willing to get past your racist thoughts, your racist ideas about Christianity, about Baptist, about Catholic, pick up the Holy Bible, read it. You know what I mean? You may see it in the Quran if you get your English version. You know what I mean? I know I saw it in the Egyptian Book of the Dead. You got what I'm saying? That's probably why it was so easy for me to relate to it, because see, I've been in every other holy Bible, every other Bible, and every other culture besides the Quran, because they didn't, I didn't know at the time they had an English version. You got what I'm saying? I didn't get that knowledge until my uncle came home from prison in the 90s. I believe it was in the 90s when he came home from prison, or maybe early. No, it was earlier than the 90s, but I know he came to live with his mom, my grandma in the 90s, and we got to chopping about, Islam. And he was telling me then you can get a English version, but I did my research in other cultures before I got my hands on the Egyptian Book of the Dead. You know what I mean? Our Bible. You feel what I'm saying? Our Holy Bible. You know what I mean? Our instructions, how to move in life, how to see life. You got what I'm saying? So it was very easy for me to understand it. Yes, the names are different. You got what I'm saying? But the structure of it, and that was the first thing I looked for, the structure. Yeah, there's a Genesis, there's a Revelation. You got what I'm saying? And really honestly speaking to you, the Egyptian Book of the Dead is really the Old Testament. You get what I'm saying? That's why I keep saying to you what Moses took out of ancient Kemet and took in Canaan. You feel me? Please don't be mad at Moses had returned. Anyway, let's get into Genesis. And I believe we're on chapter 31. And the title of chapter 31 is Jacob Flees from Laban. Now Jacob heard the words of Laban's sons, saying, Jacob has taken away all that was our father's. Excuse me. And for what was our father's, he has acquired all this wealth. And Jacob saw the countenance of Laban, and indeed it was not favorable toward him as before. Now, we're talking before Christ, right? So what was the wealth back then? Do any of y'all know what the wealth was back then? Land, cattle. You got what I'm saying? When I say cattle, I'm talking about sheep, I'm talking about horses, I'm talking about cows. You feel what I'm saying? Chickens, pigs, lambs. That was considered wealth. You feel me? You can trade that and probably buy you an army. You get what I'm saying? As you see, I read in the previous chapter, I believe it's chapter 30, where that this man, it was this, I forgot how it went, man or woman, but anyway, they traded something so that I believe it was Jacob could come into this particular woman. You got what I'm saying? So what I'm saying to you is this right here. Money didn't always exist on this rock we live in. We had to figure out what we can trade, how we can trade it, and how much can we receive from trading this. Anyway, let's keep it moving. And Jacob saw the countenance of Laban, indeed it was not favorable toward him as before. Then the Lord said to Jacob, return to the land of your fathers and to your family, and I will be with you. So Jacob sent and called Rachel and Leah to the field, to his flock, and said to them, I see your father's countenance, that it is not favorable towards me as before, but the God of my father has been with me. And you know that with all my might I have served your father. Yet your father has deceived me and changed my wages 10 times, but God did not allow him to hurt me. If he said thus, the speckled shall be your wages, then all the flocks bore speckled. And if he said thus, the streak shall be your wages, then all the flocks bore streaked. So God has taken away the livestock of your father and given them to me. And it happened at the time when the flocks conceived, that I lifted my eyes and saw in a dream, and behold, the rams which leaped upon the flocks were streaked, speckled, and gray spotted. Now you get it. You get the you get like Jacob feeling deceived. Okay, this particular litter, we all know what a litter is, right? Cats have litters, dogs have litters. Every animal that exists on this world have a litter. You feel what I'm saying? Now, it was a treaty made, a contract made that's saying that, you know, you come work for me, you can get all the streak and the speckle from my calf, you know, from my wealth, from my animals, you know what I mean? And I guess, you know, Jacob saw that a particular litter wasn't enough, you know, for taking care of all these animals, you know what I mean? So I say to you this, know your worth. Figure out how to get what you deserve for the labor you're putting out. Figure it. For real, figure it. And it happened at the time when the flocks conceived, that I lifted my eyes and saw in a dream, and behold, the rams which leaped upon the flocks were streaked, speckled, and gray spotted. Then the angel of God spoke to me in a dream, saying, Jacob, and I said, here I am. And he said, lift your eyes now and see. All the rams which leap on the flocks are streaked, speckled, and gray spotted, for I have seen all that Laban is doing to you. I am the God of Bethel, where you anointed the pillar and where you made a vow to me. Now rise, get out of this land and return to the land of your family. Then Rachel and Leah answered and said to him, is there still any portion or inheritance for us in our father's house? Are we not considered strangers by him? For he has sold us and also completely consumed our money. For all these riches which God has taken from our father are really ours and our children. Now, then whatever God has said to you, do it. Then Jacob rose and set his sons and his wives on camels, and he carried away all his livestock and all his possessions which he had gained, has acquired livestock which he had gained in Padan Aram, to go to his father Isaac in the land of Canaan. Now Laban had gone to shear his sheep, and Rachel had stolen the household idols that were her father's. And Jacob stole away unknown to Laban the Syrian, in that he did not tell him that he intended to flee. So he fled with all that he had. He arose and crossed the river and headed toward the mountains of Gilead. That was the end of verse 21. We're going to get ready to get into verse 22, where it said Laban pursues Jacob. And Laban was told on the third day that Jacob had fled. Then he took his brethren with him and pursued him for 7 days' journey, and he overtook him in the mountains of Gilead. But God had come to Laban the Syrian in a dream by night and said to him, be careful that you speak to Jacob neither good nor bad. So Laban overtook Jacob Now Jacob had pitched his tent in the mountains, and Laban with his brethren pitched in the mountains of Gilead. And Laban said to Jacob, what have you done, that you have stolen away unknown to me, and carried away my daughters like captives taken with the sword? Why did you flee away secretly and steal away from me, and not tell me? For I might have sent you away with joy and songs, with timbrel and harp. And you did not allow me to kiss my sons and my daughters. Now you have done foolishly in so doing. It is in my power to do you harm. But the God of your father spoke to me last night, saying, be careful that you speak to Jacob neither good nor bad. And now you have surely gone, because you greatly long for your father's house. But why did you steal my gods? Then Jacob answered and said to Laban, because I was afraid, for I said, perhaps you would take your daughters from me by force. With whomever you find your gods, do not let him live in the presence of our brethren. Identify what I have of yours and take it with you. For Jacob did not know that Rachel had stolen them. And Laban went into Jacob's tent, into Leah's tent, and into the two maids' tents, but he did not find them. Then he went out of Leah's tent and into Rachel's tent. Now Rachel had taken the household idols, put them in the camel's saddle, and sat on them. And Laban searched all about the tent, but did not find them. And she said to her father, let it not displease my lord that I cannot rise before you, for the manner of woman is with me. And he searched, but did not find the household idols. Then Jacob was angry and rebuked Laban. And Jacob answered and said to Laban, what is my trespass? What is my sin, that you have so hotly pursued me? Although you have searched all my things, what part of your household things have you found? Set it here before my brethren and your brethren, that they may judge between us both. These 20 years I have been with you, your ewes and your female goats have not miscarried their young, and I have not eaten the rams of your flock. That which was torn by beasts I did not bring to you. I bore the loss of it. You required it from my hand. Whether stolen by day or stolen by night, there I was in the day the drought consumed me, and the frost by night, and my sheep departed from my eyes. Thus I have been in your house 20 years. I served you 14 years for your 2 daughters, and 6 years for your flock. And you have changed my wages 10 times. Unless the God of my father, the God of Abraham, and the fear of Isaac had been with me, surely now you would have sent me away empty-handed. God has seen my affliction and the labor of my hands, and rebuked you last night. You get it? It's not our maker always watching. It's our maker not always watching. So if you do what you're supposed to do, can't no evil come to you, right? Right? Peep this out, right? I'm going to say this to you. There are some things that move in your life that you should allow. You should back away from it. You should tell yourself, you know something, I'm tired of it. I'm done with it. So I'm going to go head on and allow whatever going to happen. When you know you're in the right, be quiet. You feel me? Be quiet. Say what you got to say, but be quiet. Keep it moving, but be quiet. Surely you're blessed. You understand what I'm saying? What is taketh, you shall receive elsewhere. Get this? What is taketh, you shall receive elsewhere. That's whom I pray to. That's how whom I pray to get down. I'm going to tell you like this, man. Ain't nobody else like I'm. Anywho, let's go. Let's get into this read. Alright, verse 43, Laban's covenant with Jacob. And Laban answered and said to Jacob, these daughters are my daughters, and these children are my children, and this flock is my flock. All that you see is mine, but what can I do this day to these my daughters, or to their children whom they have borne? Now therefore come, let us make a covenant, you and I, and let it be a witness between you and me. So Jacob took a stone and set it up as a pillar. Then Jacob said to his brother, gather stones. And they took stones and made a heap, and they ate there on the heap. Laban called it Jegar Sahadutha, but Jacob called it Gilead. And Laban said, this heap is a witness between you and me this day. Therefore its name was called Gilead. Also Mizpah, because he said, may the Lord watch between you and me when we are absent one from another. If you afflict my daughters, or if you take other wives besides my daughters, although no man is with us, see, God is witness between you and me. Then Laban said to Jacob, here is this heap, and here is this pillar, which I have placed between you and me. This heap is a witness, and this pillar is a witness, that I will not pass beyond this heap to you, and you will not pass beyond this pillar to me for harm. The God of Abraham, the God of Nahor, and the God of their father judge between us. And Jacob swore by the fear of his father Isaac. Then Jacob offered a sacrifice on the mountain and called his brethren to eat bread. And they ate bread and stayed all night on the mountain. And early in the morning Laban arose and kissed his sons and daughters and blessed them. Then Laban departed and returned to his place. That's the end of chapter 31. I hope you got a good understanding of whom you pray to. I hope you got a good understanding that, what Moses took out of ancient Kemet didn't return the right way. I hope you're understanding that this, Holy Bible, King James was a Jew. King James was Jewish. You understand me? From what I read, he was Jewish. From what the research I studied, he was Jewish. And I'm not saying there's something wrong with Jews, but what you need to understand when you read any of these holy Bibles, is it inspired by what culture? You feel me? Because see, you are African in a Jewish religion, talking about letting my people go, letting my people free, dancing and shaking your butt like you at the club somewhere. Should have went on the church for the Jews, for real. You just should have. You really should have. You really should have. I'm to the point that next time I go into any church of worship, I'm gonna bring me a bag of popcorn with me. Yeah. Yes, I am. Anyways, I am the Nasty Pastor, Only Faith Ministries. Go to my YouTube channel, like, subscribe, share, comment. I love you, and I'm out.